In this video, we will cover the FLORATek 3's various setup menus in order to configure your control for use. It is important to configure the FLORATek 3 properly and completely prior to using it. We'll navigate through the setup menus using the Setup button and adjust variables using the Select and Arrow keys. Let's start with the pH setup menu. The pH setpoint sets the desired pH level for your water. The pH alarm band sets the sensitivity of your pH alarm. If your pH varies from your set point by more than the pH band, the pH alarm will activate. Finally, the pH control type sets the type of pH control solution you are using, either up or down. More information about pH control can be found in the user manual. Next up, we'll configure the EC menu. The first variable is the EC base. EC base is the level of minerals and impurities in your hydroponics water that contribute to the EC reading. We subtract the EC base from your measured EC before displaying your EC on the status screen. You'll want to adjust this variable so that your displayed EC is as close to 0 as possible without being negative. More important information about EC base can be found in the user manual. Next on the EC menu screen, you can adjust the EC alarm band just like we did with the pH alarm band. If your EC varies from your dose set point by more than this amount, the EC alarm will activate. Finally, you can switch between the EC units you'd like to use. Next, you'll find the temperature setup menu. Here, you can switch between Fahrenheit and Celsius for your temperature units, as well as adjust your temperature alarm limits. Next is the System Setup menu. The first setting lets the FLORATek control know what the total water capacity of your hydroponic system is. Remember to include the capacity of your reservoir and all connected growing containers in your system capacity. The blend time variable adjusts the amount of time the controller will wait between dosing cycles. Your blend time will vary depending on the capacity of your system and how quickly the water circulates through it. More information on blend time can be found in the user manual. Finally, you have the ability to toggle the LED backlight on and off. The final setup menu is for priming the pumps. We'll cover priming pumps in a future video. Good work! After correctly entering and adjusting all of the variables in the setup menus, your FLORATek 3 system is nearly ready to use. In the next video, we'll cover priming the pH and nutrient pumps.